Since I'm rearranging my studio a bit, it will take some while before I can make some synthesizer videos, but I think I will be up and running next week again. And I want to share with you some progress I've been making. I've been aiming for having my studio set up, which is more of a simple table and a laptop with a docking station and a MIDI claviator in front. I've been replacing also the speaker stands with Koenig & Mayer. I promise you these ones can take an earthquake without problems. You don't need to worry if you have a robot vacuum cleaner that runs into them, they will stay very well. And also I've been using Koenig & Mayer, the synthesizer stand, which as you can see I've been putting some pads under just to make it easy to move them before I make up my mind where I should have them. But I think I can remove them now because I think I will have them there. So it's part of a C formation. And I've been trying to put like the most synthesizer I use most, you know. And I'm also a heavy user of RME sound cards for the reason that they are so good in how to say, support lifetime, you know. I mean, my last one are still working, and they've been running, I guess, like 17 years, and you can still install the drivers if you have a 5-wire card, but I want to have some better audio converters now, so I updated. And I'm using also the UCX2 as an ADDA converter to extend my 5-phase card, and also a Babyface Pro FS from RME is coming up next week. Because I need only to have like 4 extra channels, and I want to use that sound card for traveling and things like that. I mean, those are so good, those sound cards. RME forever, honestly. And in the corner I have my TR8S, which not getting so much love right now, but will be connected soon in any days. And in my setup I'm using like power switches with individual switches and the main power switch group to make it easy to just keep the synthesizer on that I want to have on, you know. You can see it, I have the same power supply down here. I mean power outlet, and you can see it's a main switch, and you have like individual power switch for them each. And as you might saw, I'm using a Mac. Today, I mean, Mac are so good with their Apple Silicon, there is really no reason to use a PC for music creation anymore. And it's so nice to have the Fader Fox MIDI controller. I promise you, these are the best MIDI controllers that you can buy for money. And also we have a trackball, not surprised, right? I guess many of studio users are using them. And I have a Logitech Master MX3 if I want to switch between ordinary mouse. And I think this is MX3S, I guess. This is the PC version. I didn't want to have the Mac version, since I also have a PC connecting, and it's a minor difference only between them. This one, Kensington Slim Blade Pro, is a super nice one. I'm not sure if it's called Pro, but Kensington Slim Blade, I guess. Wireless, very flat. And you have 4 buttons, you can configure them. And if you've been trying bad trackballs, you know, which I had bought like 3 of them over the time, I promise you that you were getting like a habit not to use a trackball, but this is so much better than the ordinary ones. I mean, you have a really good marble also, which gets you good precision. And to be fair, this doesn't feel weird. This feels like if you're moving a mouse, you know. It's not like you're, you know, with your fingers and you don't have the precision. You have good precision with it. And it's Bluetooth and those things that you want to have. It also comes with a dongle if you want to have a faster refresh rate. But you need to have like a display that is showing more than 60 Hz if you want to be able to feel the refreshment with the dongle. And here you have the classic Access Virus TI2, which is just waiting to be used. This cannot be used with the total integration software on Mac, or on Apple I should say, on Mac. But there are some good plugins created VST that will recall a synthesizer for each project, and they work so good. So you can only use that one and you have a total control. I mean, this is so old, this synthesizer, and still it's a super classic. I mean, I think it has a unique sound still, even if it's digital. And if we look over here, you have the Take 5, and this might be a surprise for you. I have a microKORG. Why the heck do you want to have a microKORG when you have so many good synthesizers, you might think. Long story short, I was so obsessed with finding a Korg MS2000 in the years, and little did I know that when I owned a microKORG for many years ago, it's the same engine in it, for God's sake. I mean, it is a MS2000, just that it's a different interface. And now when you have the Korg VST, you can send the sound from the VST over to it if you wanted to have hardware. So I think this has a unique sound, very typical. I don't know how to call it, but it sounds so good. I really wish that the MS2000 could be recreated, because I really would like to have one. And here you have the Gaia 2. This is a super good synthesizer. I think they are quite popular today, but in the beginning people seem to be a bit skeptical about it, but I really love it. It's super clear. It has its place in the mix, and it's really unique sound. And I dare to say that this one is so inspired from the Sequential Pro 3 when it comes to having one wavetable and two analog oscillator. They are virtual analog, they are not real analog, however. The System 8, of course, will never sell this one. This is I almost bought another one back in the times because I wanted to have a backup of this. But I'm not quite sure, you know. Are they out of production or not? Because I haven't read anything about that they are discontinued. If they are discontinued, I really hope Roland will still make a new version of these ones with more voices, a much better keypad, and yeah, I mean, it feels plastic. Of course that could be a bit better, but well, it works anyway. But the sound of this ACB engine is super nice. It's something very unique, and I promise you that I can easily not spot the big difference, I guess, between a Jupiter 8 or this one running a Jupiter 8 model in ACB. I think they sound really similar, but of course, yeah, there are some differences in some places, I guess, when using the filter, but this do a really good job. Speaking about Roland, here we have something very nice. It's a V-Synth GT. This is the first flagship model that I bought for my own money back in the days. So this is, I bought it new when it was production. I'm not sure if it was 2008 or which year it was, but for some reason they seem to be not too long in production. Some rumors say that they were so expensive to create and they couldn't be sold for so much money in the market, so they were not sustained very long in the market. And these are made in Japan, by the way, assembled in Japan, this one. And I think that even if it's a super sluggish interface when it comes to how to operate it with the waveforms, how it feels, you know, they didn't have the fast processor back then, but and to display it in the user interface, it didn't feel as reactive as it is today, of course. But the sound of this is it's very unique. I think it still keeps up today, and it sounds. It has its own character that makes it so hard to sell this one. I don't think there are so many available today on the market anyway, but I don't use it that much, but I think I need to fire it up one day and to see if it's still working. Last time I did it was like 2 years ago, and I guess it was working. And here you have my Pro 2 from Dave Smith Instrument. This was my first Dave Smith Instrument sequential synthesizer, by the way. TO5, and here you have my domestic synthesizer, the Swedish Nord Lead 4. What I can say is that Nord Lead really have their own character and sound, and especially about when making FM, they really shines really well. Some say they might feel a bit cold. I think that's true. They're of course not warm, but what's interesting with Nord is that at least the Nord Lead 4 has a very good interface. I mean, it's like one knob per function on these ones. The The Nord Lead A1 is good, but I really don't like that interface too much. It's too simplified, but it's good. I mean, it's not bad, but I want more of this in the future, you know. I don't want to have interface that makes us stupid, you know. I want to have something that we need to think a bit when creating. I think it's important to keep the legacy of how synthesizers are. But of course, some new thinking is always good. The trilogy of the sequencer, you have the Trigon, the Prophet 6 and the OB6. Integra 7, the only module you need if you want to have some nice acoustic or piano sound. Well, I guess that perhaps today you have some better modules, I'm not sure. I haven't studied the market for this, but this one sounds really good. I love it. Check it out on YouTube if you want to have some good acoustic sounds, and listen some for examples of it. This one will be placed. I don't need to give them a presentation, you know what this is, and I was so happy that I bought them when they were in production. I only wish that I were getting the frequency box or the Murph one. That's a pedal I really would love to have. And in the top of the shelf we have the Korg Modwave Mark II. But this one, I can tell you that this is actually one of my favorite. Under here you have the we can say the Roland micro Korg, you know. This is that's a fun joke, you know. It's a Jupiter X, a small one, Jupiter XM, but it's like the interface on this one are like, you need to be have a PhD education to know how this works. No, not that bad, but they are like a bit, you need to get a hang of the user interface. But that's how it is to own a Roland synthesizer. You need to study the manual like crazy in order to understand them. Oh, I almost forgot. I also have some boutique from Roland. Roland boutique, I have the GX08, GD08, SH01A, Juno 06A, TB03, some drum machines, TR06, TR08 also. These ones shouldn't be underestimated. They are so good. And here's my Dupfer system standing in the corner, not being used. I was using this back in the years, but I haven't been putting some place for it. I guess that I need to put it in place, I guess, and then I will be able to use it much more efficiently. Unfortunately, this is something that can happen, that we have gear that we use sometime, then we put it away for a while, and then we start to use them again. What I'm a bit allergic to when it comes to the modular system is that we easily get, you know, we easily just buy modules and we never finish anything. It's like our music projects, you know. I haven't finished so much here in the space. I have some space left, but the main reason I got this one was to make first off, to learn a bit about analog synth, because in the years when this was becoming a thing, you know, this was like the only analog synth that you could buy that was new manufactured, I guess. And in that time, analog synth were not so popular. They were mostly like sold. Digital synthesizer were more of a thing, you know. It was like Nord Lead and Access Virus and these things, and some of the Roland gear, but this one was the early stage of entering the analog world, and I can tell you that I learned so much by using them. So for a learning perspective, it's really good, but for I'm not sure. Some people really love to make music with this one, and I cannot say if it's what's better or worse, you know. But what I don't like is that we need to patch everything, and then of course we need to remember where everything was, and I have a book where all my patches were were made. So yeah, you know. But I made some analog drum sounds on it, and it came out very well actually. So I think I will try to do it. And perhaps have a look at what modules we have these days, you know. Perhaps we have something really nice. but it's easy to spend much money on modular synthesizer. Innovation Summit, the only innovation that you need to have. Of course, perhaps you want to have a bass station also, but this one's really good. I mean, it's you have so much, you can do so many sounds with it, and I really love the digital hybrids, and I really wish that the sequential will make a reissue of the Prophet 12. That's a synthesizer that I would really love to have. That's I think would be a perfect match with this one. The Pro 3 you already know. The Groove synthesis. Man, do I need to give this a presentation? I don't think so. Check that machine out. It's really good. It's so unique, and I love the PPG waveforms of it. And you can do so much with it. And if you think that this is an expensive synthesizer, yes it is, but today you can get the 8 voice module for a good price, and I can promise you that you can do so many things with 8 voices. You really don't need to have all the voices that you have in this one. And people using VST might not have this problem as we do with hardware synthesizer when we come up to a count of some numbers of synthesizers, especially the ones with extra hardware outputs. It's like, oh my gosh, how many cables do we need to manage, you know? It's ridiculous, you know? So people using VST don't have this problem because everything is virtual. They don't even see a cable. I think in like 10 years we have people that haven't understand what the cable is because they've been using VST, I guess. So that sums it up for my studio reorganizing, and I hope to be able to make some synthesizer videos for you and the coming week, but my coming week will be a bit full, but I will try to do something at least. My plan is to, in future, is to have a dedicated space for my synthesizer reviews, or just the educational videos and things like that. I'm not sure what I will do actually, but I will try to make something that you all will enjoy.